Wake the fuck up!
Episode 13, lucky number 13. Am I right, buddy?
Isn't that literally the exact opposite of what that is?
I'm pretty sure people say that though, don't they? Don't they say lucky number 13? But is it sarcastic then? I'm guessing.
I don't know. Maybe. I don't know people well enough.
I don't know people.
I don't know anyone, bro.
I just keep to myself. I'm not social. I feel like I've heard it. I feel like people like if it's like a lottery drawing or something, they'll be like, ooh, lucky number 13. But I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be unlucky. I think it's a sarcastic thing at that point. But if you're gonna be sarcastic, give it the tone, give it the inflection. I can't tell. What are you, a cold, unfeeling robot?
Dude, there's some people who have like no inflection in their voice, and you can just never tell what they're feeling. It's just like texting, but all the time.
I can't remember what show it is, whether it's a show or it's James Acaster, where he's like, he talks about how he's talking to his mom or something about a group of people that he talked to. Oh, it's like a joke about being on a jury or something. He's like, I was talking to my jurors and said no pun intended, and then he said the actual sentence, and he's like, my mom said, James, did you say no pun intended at the beginning or the end of your sentence? He goes, well, the beginning. And she goes, well, you can't say it before the sentence, because if you say no pun intended, you fully intended to say the pun.
His mom's spitting with that.
It's really. There's a couple other examples of it too. I can't remember him right now though. But bringing that up, if you've never seen that, go to Netflix. Watch James Acaster. He's got a 3-part stand-up special. I think the first one takes the cake in every way, shape, and form. But all three of them are very good. So if you're looking for something to watch, speaking of watching, I suppose more so listening. It seems like we've got a little bit of a surge from the Facebook social media. Appreciate y'all who hopped onto the podcast after that. One of our old English teachers is following the page, so
let's go.
That's a real G moment. We finally made it.
Shout out! Don't dox whoever it is in case they don't want to be.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Shout out whichever one it is, because you didn't tell me about that.
Yeah, no, that was hidden. I also won't call out which one of our uncles in case he doesn't want to be shouted out on the podcast. But I did get a text from him earlier saying that he's listening to the podcast and he likes it, and even gave a recommendation of watching the movie Licorice Pizza, not eating Licorice Pizza. I doubt he's done that. I don't think anybody has. But
that probably would have been a much worse recommendation if I had to guess.
I mean, I would try it because he's listening to the podcast, and I feel like I owe him that. But I've been wanting to watch Licorice Pizza. It looks like a very, very interesting movie.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's like a young guy is trying to get into acting, and then a girl and him fall in love, and it's all of the stuff of him trying to do whatever it takes to get to stardom, even if it means hurting her or just pushing whoever out of his life. So it looks really interesting. I really want to watch it. I told him, I couldn't find any theaters that were showing it, especially not 4-8 theater, because I think it's one of those more niche A24 movies like Red Rocket. I want to watch that too, but I haven't seen it in any theaters around here, so might have to wait for him to come to digital. But I appreciate the listenership, and I appreciate the recommendation. If any of you guys ever have recommendations, we'll take them on the Facebook or Twitter, or getting a hold of us personally, I guess, if you're that close to us. But yeah, just wanted to give a quick shout out to him. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Speaking of watching, though, Dan, going back to that, we've both are now caught up to episode 5 of Peacemaker.
Sir. Yes, sir.
Which is, dude, I can't believe, apparently it's like the most streamed show right now.
Well, I feel like it's the only show that really keeps garners more and more of my attention every week. Usually it feels there's some filler episodes, and I think there's some filler content in some of the episodes, but it's not very much.
Yeah, true. And it's like, even if it seems that way, usually it ends up like being a thing that matters too.
That is true.
Because that's just the way that the show has been working.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought that was a big accomplishment, mostly just because Star Wars has a show coming out right now, don't they?
Do they?
Yeah, it's Book of Boba Fett.
Oh yeah, that's
going
Boba
on
Fett.
right now.
Yeah.
And Peacemaker's beating that.
Heck yeah, dude.
So, shout out John Cena for being Peacemaker and being better than Boba Fett. Yeah, I guess
John Cena being the only guy with no screen time in the in the show.
Yeah, but yet they like put him front and center, but like you can't see him. Yeah, it's weird.
What a good joke.
Not Ryan's course.
I saw in oh shoot, it was a clip of him on whether it was Kimmel or Fallon or some late night show, and he's fully aware of all the memes. He's fully aware of like the China John Cena memes, like how he's like really interested in Chinese culture, and he like can speak Chinese pretty well. I feel like in the videos that I've seen of him, unless they're altered in any way. And he also like. He didn't talk about that meme being aware of that, but he did talk about being aware of the meme of like the "you can't see me," where it's like, oh, this person said they took a picture with John Cena, but there's no one there, and he's really in the picture. So it's kind of cool that he's aware of that stuff. I don't think a lot of celebrities, I don't know if they just don't take the time or if they just don't acknowledge it. I suppose it's hard to acknowledge it if it's not in a positive way, and for him it like is in a positive way. So.
Well, also, John Cena is a person where, like, literally everybody knows who John Cena is. Like,
that is true.
There's not that many celebrities that are that huge, but I feel like he is.
Yeah. I like some of the celebrities who are like Tony Hawk will once in a while talk about how, like, people run into him and they just don't recognize him. I also love that. People are just like, who are you? And he's like, I'm Tony Hawk. And they're like, no, you're not.
Do you think, Dan, if you saw Tony Hawk, would you be the one to recognize him, or would you just be
that's what
one of the statistics to not know it?
Sitting here, I feel like I know it. Because I feel like he's a pretty distinguishable person. He's got a pretty, like, I don't think I've ever seen anyone with facial features really similar to his. I mean, he's got his kind of. I feel like he's never really changed his hairstyle either, and he at least looks like he's kind of a taller, not really tall, but I mean 6'4", 6'5". He looks like he's kind of a bit taller dude, but so I feel like it'd be easy to differentiate him. But with the amount of people that he says just don't recognize him, maybe I don't know. I guess maybe he isn't that recognizable.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm just awful at recognizing facial features in general. I don't know if you're like that, but like I'll like see people and I'll be like, okay, they kind of look like this person. Like there's a really good chance I've seen like a ton of celebrities and just not been sure enough to know it was them.
You feel like you've run into a good chunk of celebrities and you just don't realize it?
Yeah, dude, you want to hear something nuts that happened over the summer that I don't think I ever told you?
What happened? Spill the beans.
So, it's not. You're making it sound like gossip. It's just something I was dumb with. But you're familiar with the YouTuber Alpharad, I'm sure.
Yes. Yeah.
So this year I went to the Iowa State Fair, for the first time. Like probably since I was in junior high, I think. And apparently he was there at the same time.
Wait, really?
Like the same day, yeah. Because he had a picture with the butter cow that was posted that day.
Oh my god.
And so there's a really good chance I saw him at some point that day, but it was just like, it's not him.
I feel like that's part of it too, though, isn't it? Like the circumstances? Like, if I was at the Iowa State Fair and it's not somebody who was like singing on the grandstand or like performing there or something, I probably would be the same way. I'd probably be like, no, that's not him. There's somebody who looks like him.
Yeah. But I was like, dude, I don't know. Yeah, that was crazy.
That's crazy. That'd be a really cool meet.
That was the only interesting thing about my time at the state fair too. No slander to anyone who does like it, but
some people really pop off for that thing, dude. I don't think I've ever been a huge fan. I've had friends try and talk me into going years before, but I'm like, it just doesn't appeal to me to like go out and swelter in 98-degree heat just to walk around and eat fried foods that are going to make me sick to my stomach in that heat.
I think the next time I go, what I need to do is I need to go with someone who, like, the state fair is their shit, you know? They know what's going on. And then I think it might be better. Like that.
You find a former 4-H'er, they're all about the state fair. No, yeah, not dogging on them or anything. You guys know that place like the back of your hand.
Yeah, we were fake 4-H'ers.
Yeah, pretty much.
we did it because we had to, and then we got bored and we stopped.
No, I did it because I had to for the first year or two, and then there was cool trips, so I stayed in. I stayed in for the trips. Some of the projects were fun.
Once I got rejected from the first trip, it was over for me, Dan. I had given up.
I did 2 of them. The first one was staying overnight at the Omaha Zoo, that was pretty pog. But I'm gonna be real with you. A bunch of guys in junior high must have just started the puberty journey because it smelled like BO.
Oh,
really
dude.
Bad.
And I'm sure you said you were sleeping at the zoo.
Yeah, no, we were.
So I'm guessing you're all like packed in a. Oh, dude.
Yep.
Oh no.
Yeah, that was the worst.
I'll say
the sleeping was the worst. I will say that is the only time I've ever had taco flavored Doritos for breakfast.
What in the world?
Yeah, taco flavored Doritos, Dorito chips.
Maybe I dodged a bullet with the trip after all.
They were really scrambling for breakfast that morning. I'll say we got filled up, but definitely was not breakfast food. It was cool. I'll say it was a cool trip because it's like the zoo was closed and then we went and did all this stuff that was really cool that not a lot of people get to do. And then, I mean, you are sleeping in a zoo, which, you know, was pretty cool, BO and all. I really should have just started going around being like, hey, some of y'all homies smell. I got some deodorant in the backpack. We want to just pass this around.
That's what I was going to ask, Dan. Were you an exception or were you also part of the problem?
Dude, my voice started dropping in like 3rd grade. I was early to the puberty party.
I guess.
There's definitely dudes who in 5th or 6th grade, like they were still changed. You know, I guess it's also, I feel like a kind of a boy or a junior high boy thing to be really forgetful. So maybe it was, I'm sure mom probably packed my deodorant, but there was probably some guys that weren't so lucky. And so they were like on the bus ride and they could like start to smell it getting a little rank and they're like, oh man, forgot the deodorant.
Oh no, that would be so sad.
Yeah, I know. Because you think you're going to meet your junior high sweetheart, but not when you're smelling like BO. You're on the bus, you're going to get that seat? No way.
You're not going to find her there. Not if you're too smelly to sit in the seat with her.
Well, that's when you get like nicknames like Stinky Simon too.
Junior
high kids are mean.
That's true. Junior high kids are mean. I was a mean junior high kid.
If there is any defining characteristic that sticks out about you, they will twist it into a way that it is an attack on you.
Bro, I bullied some of my junior high teachers actually for what?
Oh my gosh, really?
not really bullying, I guess, but I was an asshole in junior high.
I remember, I don't know if you listen to the podcast. I won't call either of them out, but we were in junior high and we played dodgeball. We were playing dodgeball. Love dodgeball. Great game. But I think I had one kid on my team and then there's another kid on the other team, real athletic dude. And he was just firing the dodgeball. Something was in the air that day where he was cooking, you know. Sometimes you got that you just got that mentality in PE that day. You're just popping off. And he threw a dodgeball at the kid. And I think the kid acted a little bit I don't think he actually did like a backflip and landed on his back, but he went airborne. So he definitely sent himself up a little bit and the impact did a little, but this kid went down. And the kid who threw it was laughing. And in hindsight, pretty funny to see a kid move like that in the air. You know, at this time in my life, especially knowing that they were soft dodgeballs, the dude definitely didn't. He did more damage to himself acting and flopping than he did getting the dodgeball hit. But the dude who threw it just kind of laughed because it was pretty funny. I was like, hey man, that's not funny. And he's like, yeah, it kind of is. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. And I don't think we talked for like 5 or 6 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Because of a misthrown dodgeball.
Yeah. Just because he put too much mustard on that baby and made the guy go up into the air in a funny way. But
that's wild.
We were friends after that. We were friends before that, and we were friends after that all through high school. I still talk to him every once in a while, but yeah. So you take things a little too serious in junior high, and the hormones are everywhere. Your bodies are changing, you know.
Dude, speaking of dodgeball, isn't it a travesty that like there isn't any like national dodgeball league?
Well, or there is. It's just
overestimating.
Just on ESPN 8 the Ocho.
Yeah,
every once in a while. Yeah, it's not a mainstream thing. Oh my gosh! You know what me and Dad were talking about? He got me thinking about how much I watched this because we used to watch it all the time when we were at home. He asks me. Last Sunday I was out there, you know, every once in a while we do brunch. Shout out to Jolene and Dave, you know, great tag team in the kitchen. She makes literally everything like the eggs and bacon and but he does make a mean flapjack. I'll give him that. You know, this dude's pancakes are unmatched. But so I'm out there for brunch last Sunday, and he goes, "You gonna watch the Olympics this year?" And I said, "To be honest with you, dude, I kind of forgot those happened." I said, I can't remember when they happened. So I was like, what is it this year? He said, well, it's Winter Olympics. So I go, well, I might watch some basketball because I said USA's kind of starting to slip a little bit. So the games
that's where you're wrong, Dan.
Wait, what do you mean?
Basketball is not in the Winter Olympics, you imbecile.
What? Yes, it is, isn't it?
No, it's not.
What? You're lying.
Literally, I'm not.
That's cap.
Literally, I'm not.
It's really not in the Winter Olympics?
No, it's in the Summer Olympics, dog.
You're capping. You're gaslighting me.
I'm literally not. Literally, I'm not. You can look it up. You can look it up.
I'm fact checking you.
You can look it up on Google. You can look it up on Yahoo. You can look it up on Bing. You can look it up on fucking GoDaddy, Dan. All right, it's everywhere. It's gonna tell you that it's in the summer.
The Olympic Charter specifically requires that sports in the Winter Olympics be contested on ice or snow. Basketball isn't, so it's in the summer game. Wow. Dang, dude. Yep. I did not know that. Wow. Learn something new every day, huh?
I thought your whole point of what you were saying was that you watch the Olympics a lot, and now you don't even know what basketball is.
No, I don't. I just said I don't. But
oh.
Okay, no, I guess I don't watch. I watch basketball every once in a while, but I guess
you're
apparently
getting yourself
I watch
in a pickle.
Every once in a while. I said not all the time, but I guess they're during the Summer Olympics, so I didn't know. But he started. I was like, "What is it? What is there even during the Winter Olympics?" I said, "I know there's bobsled," and he's like, "Well, there's curling," and I was like, "Oh my God, there is." Do you remember growing up consistently in that household? We would Dad would have on curling when it was the Winter Olympics.
No.
Wait, really?
Not like, I don't know. I guess not like specifically curling.
Dude, I do. I remember.
I think I brought it up because it was funny to watch.
Maybe you didn't. Maybe you didn't watch it as much as I did. But when it was on, I'd go down and I'd watch it with him because that sport is so interesting. It's wild how you're literally it's the run up. You have to be so precise. The release, you have to be so precise. The sweeping can mess with the rotation of how it spins, and just the crazy placements and stuff that they can get to bounce off of multiple stones, and how the scoring works and everything. I just think that sport's bonk. A lot of the winter sports are just absolutely bonkers.
Yeah, I feel like you could just make up the name of a winter sport and tell me the rules, and I would just believe you that it's in the Olympics.
Yeah, that it's actually.
I'd be like, yeah, it's in there. Yeah, I've seen that before. Like, I wouldn't know any better.
Mom was talking about one-man bobsled when I was out there last week. Ooh, I can't imagine, dude.
One-man bobsled.
I don't know what would be easier, doing it with the team or... Because I guess if you're like on a team, you all have to depend on each other. But if it's individual, like, you kind of only have yourself to blame. So if you're better at just working on your own, I guess that's for you. But I feel like that'd be hard.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know shit about bobsled, so.
Oh, I can tell. You don't seem like a bobsled guy.
What the fuck does that even mean? What are you like? Yeah, are you crap talking my physique?
No. Well, I guess maybe if I say you don't look like a bobsled type of guy.
I got too much of a gut on me or something? Like, yeah.
You just don't strike me as the type of guy who could understand.
Bobsled guys are way thinner than you are.
You just don't seem like you could understand the intricacies of the sport, okay?
He's got a little more muscle than the bobsled guys need that muscle. And
bobsled can't be that hard, right? You just run, shove the thing down, and then lean side to side.
Yeah, Dan, go bobsled and tell me how easy it is.
No, yeah, I'm just kidding. I remember watching. I'm pretty sure they have like the speeds on them, and I feel like they get up into like 80s, 90s, maybe.
Dude,
maybe I'm capping, but
if I probably bobsled, I would get into the speed zone, and then I would shift my weight the wrong way, and then I would literally go flying across the ice.
That's
rip my skin off my knees.
It's just that little tube thing, and there's that open part. So I would get too worried I wouldn't lean right, and then like a roller coaster, you just go off the rails and you fly out. Oh man.
Yeah. Do you have any good sled stories or snowboard stories? No, not really. Like we're fake bobsledders, you know. We just had the little sled by our little baby hill by our house.
Oh, that is true. That wasn't. Yeah, we didn't do. Well, I guess we did a good chunk. Every once in a while, they took us out to University 40.
I remember one time going to University 40, and then I think I didn't like it so much that I never did it again.
Well, I loved going there, dude. Anytime they said we would go there during the winter, I loved that.
Dude, I didn't. That was the other thing. Like, junior high Parker was an asshole. Elementary school Parker was a crier, bro.
That is true.
He was never happy. Never, ever.
Mom remembers
I was probably
all these stories about elementary school that I don't remember.
That's so true. Dude, I feel like my memories started getting collected when I was in 7th grade. I
do remember you.
I don't remember anything before that.
I do remember walking into the room. I think Mom called me to the room because she was an associate when you were in kindergarten, and you were hiding in the coat rack in kindergarten because you didn't want to go outside for recess.
Yeah, bro, it was cold out there.
Shit. They said recess time, and you said no thanks.
Nah, you tweaking, bro.
You tweaking. That's cat, bro.
Yeah, if I remember that right, I think I was doing some I Spy book, dude, and I was cooking.
Ooh, you get into those, yeah.
And
no, it's hard to tear
this dude wanted me to go outside and fucking slide down some slides, swing on a swing a little bit, and go play some football, please.
Please.
I just found Waldo in this crowd of Santa Clauses. Like,
I'm trying to find the red ball.
Now.
I'm trying to find the red ball in this I Spy book. Leave me alone.
This is the last thing I need to find. Literally, this is the last thing. Let me be.
Mom told me that I peed on the playground, like on a tree.
There's no.
Like pre-K.
Dude, there's no. Oh, well, maybe pre-K. Maybe
That's
pre-K
I was
early
really
enough.
little. It was either preschool or pre-K, but she said it was because, like, when we were on the farm, you know, we got one bathroom. There's 6 of us. You gotta pee. I mean, and you're a kid. It's either you pee on the floor or like you gotta go somewhere.
Dude, I can't believe we did that.
Oh, I know, right? You just go find a tree or somewhere hidden from the road and just go pee.
No, I meant not even that. I just meant like last with 6 people in one house in one bathroom.
Oh, with one bathroom? Yeah.
Yeah.
I do remember quite a few mornings when we were young fighting each other because we were trying to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, because even now I've just got my own bathroom, and dude, it's much better. It's so much better.
It's wild. It's crazy that you can live like this, huh?
Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, I remember Josh ran into a metal basketball hoop. Not to call him out like that, but he ran into one of the basketball hoops at school, in elementary school, and probably knocked a few screws loose up there.
Damn, you didn't have to do him like that.
Unfastened some of the nerves up there. Got some brain swelling.
I guess so, man. Shit.
I wonder if Dylan's is just the only one who didn't do anything like that.
Yeah, I don't. We at least never heard about it. If he did, I guess. Shit.
Yeah. No, but I heard stories about us. I know you got thrown out of a class because you said shadoodle.
Oh, dude, I was so mad.
You were.
Wait. Actually, Dan, I have a confession before I get canceled.
Uh-oh, you said it.
I definitely said shit.
You just said it.
I definitely said. Well, here's the thing, Dan, is I got like real close. Like I was intending to say shit.
Oh yeah,
and then I knew she heard me, so I steered course. So like technically I was still in the right, but I was definitely like in the wrong.
I was just gonna say you can't get arrested for having the intent to do something, but you definitely can.
Oh, true.
You can get arrested for intent to murder or something. You know.
Well, here's the thing, though, Dan, is you can't get arrested for intent to like shoplift, and I feel like that's about the level that this.
I guess so. Yeah.
This was it. I had an intent to shoplift the other day. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh my gosh.
Well, here's the thing, Dan. Is I go into Walmart, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I go in for like 3 things. They're out of 2 of them. I have this bottle of taco sauce that's like $2.
Oh, and you just got the one thing?
I like have that thought. I'm like, dude, nobody would miss this if I just took it out right now.
A lot of people say that with self-checkout. They're like, what's stopping me from just stealing this? And I was like, morality. Having a conscience.
Dude, because it was so embarrassing too. Because I went to the self-checkout, right? Because I'm like, I'm not gonna bother somebody for a $2 bottle of fucking taco sauce.
Yeah, that's what I do.
And then I scan it across, and it like doesn't show up on the screen. So then I scan it again, and then they both come through at the same time.
Oh no!
So then I have to do the fucking embarrassing moment where you like press void item, and then you have to wait for an employee to come scan his little badge and fucking be a little babysitter for you and save your ass.
And he goes, "Oh, just getting taco sauce, huh? Kind of a waste of a trip, didn't you say?"
Could have just shoplifted this. Huh?
Oh my gosh! There are things like that you like. You have to think just like people definitely steal. You wonder how many people steal something of that every day. Like Walmart here in town has just this like carousel thing full of shooters. So I asked one day, I was like, how many do you guys like have any ballpark figures on how many of these get stolen every day? They said, yeah, probably like a handful. And I'm like, that's crazy, dude.
Well, I mean, big stores like that, it doesn't matter, bro.
I guess you kind of like you have, I don't know if it's insurance, but you have something to cover your butt on that. But
still, and like, what are you gonna do? You're gonna spider wrap fireball shooters? Like, come on.
Yes.
Do they make spider wraps that small?
Probably not. Oh my gosh! On the topic of shoplifting, I feel terrible anytime when I'm at, like, it seems like it happens at Target and at Kohl's. I don't think it's happened at Target for a while, but I won't buy anything unless it's like, or I won't check out with anything unless it's up front where everybody can see it, all the cashiers and everything, because I feel like a handful of times when you go out of that store, one of those stores, that thing will go off up front. And I will know fully well that I'm not shoplifting anything. But every time I go through there, I get nervous that, like, maybe I put something in my pocket and I forgot to put it back, or, like, I was just carrying something around and forgot to swipe it or something, and that it's going to go off. And I'm gonna go to jail.
You accidentally stole it and now you're going to jail?
I don't even think it's the jail thing. I think it's just that it makes a loud enough noise that everybody will look at you. And then, even though I know I didn't shoplift, I just feel ashamed. I'm like, I didn't do it, but I feel like I did. I'll just get nervous every once in a while.
Yeah, you think subliminally that.
That's because everybody's gonna look at me. I'm like, if I and I can't, like, if that happens, I can't just be like, I'm not stealing anything because then
it's like, okay, fucking weirdo.
Then
what the hell did this guy just steal?
Exactly. At that point, I'm making a scene, and I'm making more of a scene. I've already made a scene because there's a loud noise and people are looking.
Right.
Oh man, people love anything like that. You see a cop in a store, and there's people that will go in even if they're not shopping for anything, just because they want to see what's happening. You know?
Yeah, facts, dude. There was a cop car outside of my work today, and I was like, bro, what the fuck did someone do?
Exactly.
I was like,
get that inquisitive.
Yeah, I didn't want to like stick around by him because then all of a sudden I start to look like a weirdo, you know.
Yeah, you're an accessory at that point.
I wanted to know.
You're going to jail now too.
I kind of wanted to pretend to be like the manager and just like go up and shake his hand, be like, "What seems to be the problem here?" Just sort of get the lowdown that way, but like nobody would believe me as a manager. Come on.
Then you leave, and he thinks you're a ghost, and next thing you know, you're on fact or fiction beyond belief.
Dude, what is with you in that?
Have I talked about that show yet?
I don't think you have. I'll let you go wild.
If you haven't ever heard of this, just go onto YouTube. They got like 4 full seasons of it. It's this, to me, I think it's just funny and it's interesting to me too because there's 2 options. You know, you got a 50-50 shot. Essentially, what it is there's 4 or 5. I think there's 5 segments in each episode, and there's usually a theme to them. They're 5 different stories, and they'll tell these stories. And they're usually, like, really, really outlandish. Like, there's one where it's, like, tools of Merlin or something, and there's these guys that work in a woodworking shop, and this guy claims he has the tools from Merlin. They were passed down for generations through his family, and they're magical tools that just work really, really well, but you have to ask for permission. And if you ask for permission, they will help you out and like save you a lot of time and possibly even your life. But if you don't ask, very bad things will happen. So some guy is just like obsessed with the fact that it's not real. One of the guys that works there, he's like, there's no way this is real. This is fake. So he takes one of the tools and uses it. And I think he like, what does he do? I think he just like kind of cuts his hand a little bit. And he's like, oh man, your tools are faulty. And he's like, no, you didn't ask to use them, so you got hurt. He's like, whatever, man. Then he's the last one in the shop one night, and he's like, this guy's got an electric like screwdriver or something, so I'm gonna use it. And he takes it and he screws through his hand. And so the next morning, everybody's like, oh, what happened? And he's like, I just slipped. And he's like, the guy with the Merlin tools is like, he used my tools, and he did not ask. And he's like, this is fake. So then one day comes along and he asks. He goes, can I use this tool to take out the light and fix it and everything? He goes, yeah, you can. Go ahead. Thank you for asking. And he goes up onto this ladder to fix the light. Then he falls off the ladder. So you're like, this is a sham. This is fake. His tools are a wash. This isn't even a real story anymore. Can't decide if it's fact or fiction. And so then... yeah, he falls off the ladder and freaks out. He's like, I asked for your stupid tools, and I still got hurt. And then they turn on the light, and it, like, explodes. And so they're like, if you wouldn't have asked for permission to use the tool, and you would have fixed that light bulb, then you would have died. And so then at that point, the guy's like, damn, maybe there are Merlin's tools. And so... then, with that episode, just like every episode, you have to wait until the end of the whole episode. After all the stories have played, they'll show you a little tidbit from the episode. And then they go, is this story... Jonathan Frakes, the host, he goes, is this story fact or fiction? And then he'll go, this one's fact. It's real. It's based on a story from like, wherever in a certain time. Or he'll go, is this real? Not this time. We made it up. And then they'll put up fiction. So I think it's really fun to just watch the episodes. Some of the episodes like segments in and of themselves are entertaining, but then it's even more entertaining to like get to the end of the episode and you decide before he says if it's fact or fiction, and I don't know. It's really fun. There's like stories about like ghosts, just weird stuff happening. There's one where this couple like fakes being telekinetics and they use magnets, and then they get robbed, and the lady supposedly uses her telekinesis to set off their alarm. And I don't know. They're all really good. Fact or fiction, beyond belief. Jonathan Frakes. It'll probably be a picture. The thumbnail would be like a guy, black hair, black beard. It's really hard to miss. They'll have like 4 seasons. Take a peek at an episode. Let me know what you think of it. I'd love to get some more fact or fictionites out there.
Never say that phrase again, Dan.
I'm gonna revive fact or fiction. Actually, Coney's kind of already doing that. One of our favorite streamers and YouTubers has fact or fiction nights every once in a while. I watch him on Twitch. But,
I was tuned out a little bit.
Yeah, I figured. Yeah, I've tried to get you on the fact or fiction.
I know.
Before.
Yes, you have.
I was spitting with Truck Simulator, so
we'll see. Yeah, we'll see if you were more successful this time on the cast than you were with me. But oh man, I'm trying to think what I've been up to this week. Been busy again with classes starting again.
Oh, that's right. I haven't been too busy with work. Not too many people out shopping. It's been a little chillier out. Had that snowstorm come through too, so I mean that was probably a couple weeks ago now, but still a bunch of snow out. More ice at this point, I guess. That's what I hate. It'll get warm for a day or two and everything starts to thaw and melt, and then it gets cold again and refreezes. So that's always fun.
Oh, here's a big one, Dan. I gave in to the peer pressure, Dan.
Yes.
And
what did you do?
I downloaded TikTok.
Oh no!
I've made it this long with it being a personality trait of mine that I didn't have it downloaded, and now it's gone.
I can't believe it.
Now it's
on my
undone.
own now.
Yeah, I guess so, man. But I haven't used it that much. Like I'm not an addict, not yet, at least.
That's good, at least.
But yeah, I'm used to just getting the curated shit. You know, people just send me ones they think is funny.
Right.
I don't have to go through the work of finding it.
Exactly. I'm okay with that. If people like send them to me on Snapchat or social media somehow. But I mean, other than that, I don't have it or anything. Oh, yeah. I can't believe we've gone this long. We're like a little over halfway, and you've managed to not say anything about Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Oh,
Arceus?
true.
I don't know what it is.
Dude, I think it's Arceus.
I think it is Arceus.
Because I like got some item called the Arc phone, and I was like, oh, dude, this is them like subliminally telling me.
Yeah,
like, this is Arceus. But yeah, it's like an open world Pokemon game, which is weird, but also like real fun and real different. It's, you know, if I had to give it a score, it'd be 8 to 8.5 right now. I also have not gotten to play it that much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've liked what I played. It looks ugly, but so does like every other game on the Switch. So get over that if you're playing it. But yeah, it's a good time.
My thing is, I've always been into I'm a real linear game type of guy when it comes to Pokemon. I like to be able to just go through the gyms and then fight the Elite Four, and if I want, you know, I'll start going through the Pokédex some more, getting the other generations of Pokemon, and then go back and fight the Elite Four again. So it doesn't appeal to me a lot that it's essentially like this catch-a-thon, battle-a-thon thing, but maybe if it starts to get a little bit cheaper, and like probably like 2 years, maybe I'll end up getting it.
Dude, I remember, I don't know why it was that I brought this up, but For some reason, the memory resurfaced of one time when we were kids and, like, I think it was Black and White came out. I, like, distinctly remembered you faking sick and then playing the whole thing in one day, and I was so jealous.
Oh, probably, yeah.
I was so mad.
I was very good at that in junior high and middle school.
Faking sick? I don't think you were good at it. I just think mom and dad didn't care.
Well, once we got to junior high, Dad would be busy with his stuff. A lot of the time, he might be in the field or just out working on stuff one day, and Mom would go into town or something. I distinctly remember. Now, Mom, Jolene, if you are listening to this, this was a different time. I was in junior high. Kids, if you're still,
I've changed, man.
If you're still in school, don't ever do this because it's better to just go to school and get your work done that day. But when I was in junior high, I distinctly remember Mom was making something in the crock pot, and she knew me. Like, she would have me send pictures of the thermometer because she knew I would fake sick when I was really young. So what I would do is I would take the thermometer, I'd go put it on the crock pot for just a few seconds, like on the lid, and just until it would heat up to like 101, something believable. And then I'd take it off the outside of the lid, and I'd send her a picture of it.
Wow at that, dude.
I know.
Wow at that.
But then when school was over for the day, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I feel a lot better. Yeah. I could probably
take my temp, Mom. I think I feel better. And then you don't have it anymore.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. I think
I didn't know the techniques went that deep for it, I guess.
Oh, 100%, dude. I was one of those kids who could just get away with it. I don't know if I got away with it. I think most of the time Mom and Dad probably didn't care cuz
yeah, and that's why we didn't believe you when you had your appendix situation.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't even believe it until we got there and they said, "Yeah, it's going to burst." But yeah, I mean, I didn't do it like weekly or even monthly or anything. I just did it every once in a while. Probably.
You did it when a new game came out.
Yeah, I probably did it. I feel like I probably did it once or twice every year up until probably from like 3rd grade when I kind of started to learn the technique up through, I want to say like 6th grade, because once you probably got into 7th or 8th grade, it got to the point where it was more of a pain to miss a day because you had all that homework to make up.
Exactly. Yeah, 7th grade was when you had to start doing homework, Before you like had to, but like you didn't really have to.
Like if you missed a day for homework, they'd be like, just forget about it. And then if you were sick in 7th grade, the first day you were sick, you come back and they're like, yeah, you need to do all this work. And I'm like, whoa. I thought we just did this for like the day. Now we're starting to do things and they got to be done no matter what. I don't like this.
Yeah, I thought we were just kind of taking up time before. We were just stalling.
Oh, can we talk about the creme de la creme of activities in elementary school? We won't even call elementary school stuff homework. We'll call it activities because you really just did a thing.
I don't know where you're going with this, but I'm interested. I'm on the ride still.
Paddington Play.
Oh, true.
A real banger. A real banger. Don't know Don't know who came up with that, but that's one of the best things that you get to do in elementary. I feel like you get to 2nd or 3rd grade, and you start hearing mumblings and whisperings about the Paddington Play and how it's like the coolest thing that you do in 4th grade. And you're like, these dudes are capping. This is not true. School is not fun. Stop it. And then you do it, and you're like, this is awesome. I love this. Yeah. I tried to be good at reading just so that I could be Mr. Brown. And it worked out. I got pie in my face.
Also, anyone who doesn't know, we should probably explain.
The Paddington Play is amazing.
That doesn't help.
Well, no. I was just gonna say that was just the starting point. Okay, I'm leaping off. I'm trying to sell it up. You've probably, I'm not gonna say you've probably seen the Paddington movies. You've probably heard of the Paddington movies or Paddington Bear. I think the first one has a lot of scenes from the play that we do, but essentially it's just this play that you put on about this family takes in this bear, and they it's like a children's book type of bear. So it's not like an actual grizzly bear. It's not going to maul the family or anything. It's a cartoon bear. And so they start taking care of this bear. They pick it up at the train station because it's abandoned. He loves marmalade and everything. Mr. Brown does not like the bear because it's very clumsy and gets everything dirty. There's the best scene in the play where they're at a pie stand and Mr. Brown's buying Paddington a pie, and then Paddington trips or something and throws the pie in his face. And then there's another scene where they go back to their home. Paddington's taking a bath and he overflows the bathtub, and I think that's like where the play ends. It's really short. You put it on for like maybe an hour. Lots of parents come and everything.
And like every year it's cast the same. Like it's just done by like a reading level, and then Paddington the bear is just played by whoever the funny kid is in the class, you know.
That is true.
And that's just the archetype. I was Paddington.
Are you hyping yourself? Yeah.
I was the funny guy. Well, here's the thing. Is that in elementary, if you were the funny kid, it usually just equated to being the obnoxious kid. So like, I was the fit for the role, you know.
Fair enough. Yeah. Shout out to my 4th grade teacher, because when we were practicing the day before, I'm going to admit I was a big crybaby when I was in elementary school. I would probably cry about like literally everything.
Yeah, I ran in the family.
If a kid stepped on my toes, I probably would have thrown a fit. But I remember we were practicing, and my Paddington was not the most coordinated. And she goes to throw the pie in my face, absolutely biffs it. It was terrible. And I wanted whipped cream so bad. You know, whipped cream is delicious. All I wanted was to get hit in the face with whipped cream so I could lick it off my face. Do the whole...
cried about it?
Yes, I did. Because I wanted it.
You were worse than me.
So she says, how about this? I think she probably got enjoyment out of it because I was a little bitch kid who was crying because I didn't get hit in the face with whipped cream. So she put whipped cream on the plate and she put it on my face. And then I started laughing that laugh you do when you're a kid and you're crying already too, and you're like, it's just terrible. But I was happy from that point on.
There you go. Yeah, I don't even remember. I think I might have missed my pie.
On performance day?
Yeah.
Oh no.
I don't know. I know somebody did, but I cannot remember if it was
What a slip up.
Well, here's the thing, Dan, is that he's a klutz. That's the character.
That is true, yeah.
So you know what? If I mess it up, I'm just getting deeper into the character than was expected, you know?
It definitely had to look like a planned thing. Didn't it? We're all 4th graders. The key is to get the pie in the face. That's what makes it funny.
Dan.
Well, yeah, it's a play, but I mean, I'd like to think that my acting days started back then, carried me all throughout high school. Probably
that was my first play. That was my breakout performance, one would say. That was when I started getting in touch with my agent.
That was your peak. I think my peak moment was, I mean, we all know this. If anybody was on the team, they'll know this. It was when I was in 8th grade and I hit a game winner against Manson Northwest Western.
That's the peak of your life still.
No, the crowning moment in my life is, I suppose, making it to All-State, but I always list that as my highest athletic achievement. I still remember it. Someone missed a shot. One of our guys got an offensive rebound down low. I'm open behind the 3-point line. You know, we're down by 2 to tie, 3 to win. I said, I got this. You know, they don't call me Buckets Johnson for nothing.
They don't call you Buckets Johnson.
No, nobody ever called me Buckets Johnson. But it was pretty cool. I made the shot. I think there was still like a second or two left on the clock, but it was cool.
Not nearly enough, obviously.
No, yeah, I knew. I was watching the clock. I knew. I actually wasn't. No, there could have been a minute left on that clock. I just shot it because I knew that we were getting towards the end of the game. But that was like all I did in basketball was shoot. I didn't have fancy footwork, or I couldn't handle a ball well enough to make anybody miss or anything, so I just move without the ball and get open and shoot shots because I was too short to drive into the lane. But that was about it.
My illustrious career ended in 5th grade, I think.
Did it?
I never went far.
You used to be not to dog on you. I think we were all in the same boat in the Johnson family, but you were a bit of a chubbier kid.
Yeah, you don't got to dance around this topic.
You're cool with it?
I was gonna say you seemed like you were like trying to get around it.
I didn't want to
just say I was a fat kid.
We all were. Looking back at pictures, we were all. I think I was a pretty chubby kid. 8th grade wasn't too bad. In freshman year, I think 7th grade is probably when I started to thin out because I went out for cross country. That's how I can tell when I was out for cross country.
That's literally what it was for all of us. Was we started doing cross country and then we
7th through 9th grade, I was a real skinny kid, and then the appendectomy and just not doing well enough that year and getting more into music and stuff. Just wanted to focus more on that. Didn't go out for cross country sophomore, junior year, and I could tell looking back at pictures. And then senior year started to slim out again, and now, here we are.
What does "here we are" mean? Are you trending back up?
I would say I did back at my old job just because I wasn't lifting as much, but now I feel at least healthier with this job. I wouldn't say I'm skinny, but
yeah, you're deadlifting flats of pop.
Yeah, essentially. So, I'm not out of shape horribly, but I'm definitely not in shape where I should be or where I could be. I'd like to get back to running, but just a very hard thing to. You have to get that schedule, and then you have to maintain it for, I feel like, 2 or 3 months to be able to just, be on that consistent basis.
Yeah, it seems impossible, man. I don't know how people do it.
I don't either.
Because I wake up at 7 o'clock like a couple of times a week, and I feel like my world's imploding now. I'm so soft. I used to be able to have like the consistent schedule, but I can't do it anymore.
I think that's my thing too. Is I didn't really like after school practices a ton. It was just like that's kind of the norm, so we did it. But boy, if it was Friday, we had 6 o'clock, 6:30 practice. I was up and at 'em. I love the morning practice. I love running in the morning, but I get up at 5 o'clock now for work, so I don't want to wake up at 4 in the morning and then go on a run and have to go to bed at 7 o'clock.
Yeah, that's the big thing. Is it's like, dude, I have to go to bed so early if I want to do all this.
I know, yeah.
Or I have to be sleep deprived all the time.
Well,
which thanks on that one.
The other thing is, you've got that week or two barrier where everything hurts. I remember I did Ring Fit, which is really cool if you have a Nintendo Switch. I think I personally, Wii Fit to me is I don't know, more of a yoga and working out your legs and stuff. But Ring Fit, if you have a Switch, you can wait for it. It seems like it goes on sale every once in a while. You get a pretty good workout with that because you're jogging in place. There's a leg strap. You'll do squats. There's the ring presses where you have this kind of, it's a ring. I don't really know what it's made out of, I guess. Just plastic.
Titanium.
I bet.
It's probably plastic or some sort of.
But it's very malleable. I don't know. Yep. I don't know how to say
it. You did it. Malleable, man.
Thanks. I've been doing my Wordle. You can push and pull on it, and it'll have you do that for certain things. So I just think it's a really cool workout type of tool, and I used that for a while. But I think I used it for 2 weeks, and I was hurting all the time because I don't think I stretched well enough. And probably pushed.
Dan,
I think I pushed it too much too early.
Were you hit and skip on those stretches?
Oh,
Dan?
I did the warm-ups. I did the warm-ups for the first 4 or 5 days, but then I was like, I don't need this.
Dan, Ring tells you how important they are.
It does.
And you blatantly ignore him. So ignore his wishes and leave him for dead.
Instead of just taking a day off, I think I've taken 3 or 4 months off. So
yeah, dude, I thought that game was silly, and then quarantine came, and I was like, well, I'm not doing literally anything right now. Let's try this and see if it actually works. And that was like the only thing that kept me from getting like fat during the period of time from March to August 2020, I'm convinced.
I need to get back to it. I'm not a gym guy because I don't like I don't like having to pay for something. I don't like going and using this equipment that I like never use. I don't like all the people. I like to work out on my own, do my own thing, you know, because then you're going at your own pace.
Yeah, I can't do the gym, bro. Especially, I went in high school. I'd go to the weight room, yeah? And every time I'd like look and I'd see like any of the football guys and I'm like, dude, I'm like a fucking scrawny little toothpick motherfucker right now.
Part of my
and
thing
this dude is deadlifting double my weight as a person.
Part of my thing is gym bros. I don't like gym bros.
I don't know, man. It depends.
There's three types of gym bros, I'll say. There's one gym bro who I'm okay with, and that's they do their workout and they do their thing, you know, even if they're lifting a ton or, you know, that's just their thing. That's what they do. They're bettering themselves, you know, and good on you. You know, you've got that mentality and that that schedule kind of worked out where you know what you're doing every single day you go in there. Then there's the other gym bros who travel in packs, and they're just constantly yelling and hyping each other up in the gym. So let's fucking go! Oh yeah, let's go! Oh, we need our pre-workout. We gotta go get some creatine. Oh man, this is crazy. And then there's the other gym bros who are constantly watching you, and there's a difference to me between somebody like being like, hey, I don't really know what I'm doing. Do you think you could help me out? You really look like you know what you're doing, and then coming over and being like, yeah, I can help you out. I've been doing this a while. I'd probably give you some workouts or just spot you or do whatever. And then the guys who just come up to you while you're working out, and you can tell that they just do this every day, and they'll just walk up to people and be like, hey man, you don't really look like you know what you're doing. You want me to help you out with that? I could really like train you up if you want. Like, you really just don't look like you know what you're doing. You don't look like you belong here, and I could really help you out. And it's like, nope, no thanks.
Well,
I actually decided to get rid of my membership today, right now.
I'll defend that type of guy. I don't know. I feel like he's just trying to help out.
But that's what I mean, though. There's a difference. I guess there's a difference between the approach on it, right? I guess it's not even you have to go up and ask. It could be a guy comes over, and he's like, hey, I noticed like you're new here. I didn't know if you'd want any help or like someone to spot you or something. And coming over and just being like, you look like you have no fucking clue what you're doing. I'm going to help you out.
I think that also might be a made-up situation that you are making up in your head.
I don't know. It probably happens in some places. I don't know if it happens around here very much, but...
Yeah. But I think Ring Fit is like the only fitness game to be a good workout and also be a good game.
Yeah, that's true.
Cause like I'm a big RPG guy, right? Yeah. And that's got like, dude, you give me turn-based battles in like regular game, I'm in. You give it to me when I'm like, fucking, actually getting in shape better while doing it. Fuck, dude. I'm all in. I'm all in on that.
I will take pride in the fact that I never choose what workout I'm gonna do in those little turn-based things. I always go random, you know.
Really, here's the thing, Dan, is that this is the one thing I will fault Ring Fit for, or not really fault them for, but the one thing that I sort of had a fault with it was I was never thinking about the workout. I was like, what's the optimal move to use to defeat this enemy?
Yeah, but
which is the wrong way to play.
If you do that, you're gonna fry like your abs. I remember because I'm pretty sure it was either the like little crunch thing where you pull your knees up to your chest, or maybe squats. The holding for the squats does the most damage, and I could not do that constantly.
Dude, I couldn't do it. I was so bad at the squats in that game. Like, they made you go so deep.
You have to go deep on them.
Yeah.
Which I don't know if it's good for you or
not. There were a couple times I definitely, like, fell on my ass when I was doing a squat. And I just, like, went too deep. And I was like, oh, shit. And then I like, couldn't just get up.
But I think they were also good about like they could tell. I don't know how they can tell from just like the position of the Joy-Cons, but or maybe it was just a reminder too about like how to hold your feet and your back and stuff. Because that's always been my worst thing, is like my back positioning and like not having the right stance or something.
Yeah, facts. They just have the guy to like watch there. Meanwhile, if you go to the gym, you just had to like see someone do it and be like, all right, yeah, somebody. I'll do that.
I think I'm doing this right.
Yeah, I stopped doing it partly because I was lazy, obviously.
Right.
Another part because now I like have a physically active job and also walk to school and like to classes and everything.
Fair.
And also the final part is that I'm now in an apartment instead of my parents' house. So if I'm doing high knees or some shit, it's the motherfuckers who live below me who hear it, not Dave and Jolene who know their son's an imbecile up in his room, you know? Like,
right, yeah.
I just, I don't know. I feel like I get that way a lot where I'm like always worried. I'm like, dude, what if someone like listening to this right now? Like, I don't know. I think I care a lot what strangers think of me for no reason.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that. I think that's part of it too, is a mental game. You have to get over with it, which stinks, but I feel like that's part of it for everybody. I'm telling you right now, T-minus 3 months, I'm going to have that, like, I'm going to be the only one in the house, and I'm going to set up the PC in my free room, and I'll have all the room for the VR. It's going to be crazy. Play Beat Saber again.
I cannot believe that right now you have your PC set up like right outside your living room.
You don't like it?
It's not that I don't like it. It also doesn't matter if I do or not. It matters if you do or not. But like, I don't know. That's just, I'd feel so weird if I like had that in my room.
Yeah, that's fair enough. I don't know. I liked it because it was immediately inside, so I can just walk in, and it's there. You know.
Yeah, I kind of get that actually.
But
that makes
it'll
sense.
be cool. It'll be cool to have its own dedicated room too. Just a computer room.
Yeah, are you gonna use that to work out? You gonna do any fitness on the VR?
I love Beat Saber.
That can be a workout depending on how intense the song is.
Well, that's what I do. I always play them on the hardest difficulty, and I'll play it for probably a couple hours at a time. But I want to play the Creed boxing game too.
That's got to be a good one. That's got to be.
Heck yeah, dude. And there's lots of stuff I want to get into on it. I just haven't had really the room for it, I guess. But
yeah, you know what we gotta do, Dan? We gotta start sending each other Ring Fit things so that we get back into it and we start getting in shape again.
Well, I know you can set a reminder on your Switch too. Like you can make it go off.
Well, you can, but it's so much. It's so much easier to ignore my Switch than it is to ignore you. You know, like
that is true. I'll start giving you a phone call every once in a while.
Well, I can't now because I have the Ring Fit stuff at home. I don't have it with me anymore.
Go pick it up, buddy, or buy a new one. We're starting tomorrow.
Good luck. You're starting tomorrow.
We'll see.
See, now you're chickening out.
I have been thinking about. I'll end it with this. We can end it with this segment. What's your thoughts on chiropractors? Right.
So here's the thing, Dan. Is I hear people who say that it works and everything. I have never had a successful chiropractor visit. Where I don't think I've ever walked away and been like, man, I feel better. I've been like, God, my back still fucking hurts.
Okay.
But this dude just fucked up my neck too for no reason.
Now I have more problems. Because I think I just slept on it wrong one night because it hasn't bothered me now. Or if I cracked it wrong or something. But I just woke up at I think it was 3:30 or 4 in the morning a couple days ago, which I went to bed at 7, so I didn't lose that much. Or I mean, like 8 or 9. Mm-hmm. So I didn't lose that much sleep. But my neck was hurting, and then my back will bother me. I feel like every few months, just after my job. I guess that's usually how I know how to take it, or it's about time to take a vacation.
Right.
Is it'll just start bothering me. But I'm like, I kind of want to like go to a chiropractor to see if it works, but every time I hear somebody talk about a chiropractor, it's like a weekly thing or at least a monthly thing.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that. I just want to go like maybe once a year or just once in a while when my back will start hurting a little bit. But
you keep going.
I was just going to say what I always hear is people will go and they'll be like, "Okay, I'll see you in a couple weeks for your next adjustment." And I'm like, I don't want that. It costs money.
Yeah, I've had two chiropractors in my life. This is a complete Parker Johnson chiropractic history.
Gotcha.
The first one I went and I like consistently did not feel any better when I went there, so I stopped. And I did not go there anymore. Then when I got into my car accident my junior year of high school, I went to a chiropractor and I like felt way better. I was like, yeah, I can keep doing this for a little bit. And then I missed one appointment after like going, I think every other week. And this guy eventually, like a month or two after I missed that appointment, just like quits and becomes a cop or something. I don't know how the hell that happened. But like, yeah, I remember Mom like showed me in the paper. She was like, yeah, he's a cop now. And I was like, what the fuck?
What a career change.
Now
he's snapping the spines of criminals.
Exactly. He's breaking crimes back one at a time, you know? So good for him, I guess. But like, dude, my back still hurts. So like, if he ever finds any free time.
He should have stayed at chiropractor too. I feel like you could have a really cool, just like draw-in phrase for your business.
Yeah, when he was thinking about his whole like career decision, I just don't know why he didn't consider me. You know, like it just.
You have to think about how it's going to affect me, I guess.
Yeah, I personally I would have thought about how it would affect me, but I guess he didn't.
Yeah, no, so, I don't think that was on his mind.
Yeah, but. When I chose my college major, I didn't think about him at all. So he's laughing now.
Good on you. Yeah, if you see any deer, make sure you go out of your way and hit them and tell them that was for Parker.
Avenge me.
Yeah, until you hit your deer your senior year. But I'm sure we can go in depth on that in another episode. Maybe next week. We'll put you on a cliffhanger. First time we've done that.
Oh. We're gonna forget that we put him on this cliffhanger.
Oh, 100%.
And then it's just gonna be
we won't talk about this for the next few months.
Yeah, we're not gonna address it until like June. People are gonna be like, "Oh, finally!" I've been wondering.
But yeah, that'll probably do it for episode 13. Check out the Linktree link. I think that's the easiest way to do everything now. Props to Parker for setting that up. You can find it on any of our social media, on our Twitter. Or our Facebook should be in the bio, or a post pinned to the top on either one of them. It's the easiest way to find any of the stuff. Spotify, YouTube, Google Podcast, Apple Podcast. You just have to click that Linktree link. It'll send you to a page with all of our different links. And you can click any of them and go and find our newest recordings. Or if you're got a hankering to listen to some of the old stuff or didn't quite get a chance, jumped in to listen to the podcast in the middle, you can always go back and listen to some of our oldie but goodie episodes. Some
of the banger episodes, dude.
Absolutely.
It's another banger episode this week, too.
Okay, that's true. And it'll be another banger when we come back next week. So until then, we will see you next Wednesday.